Welcome to the Sports Block. I'm Tyler Scholler alongside Joshua Harden, bringing you tonight's SWAC Conference basketball matchup between the Cougars from Apex and your Middle Creek Mustangs. Tonight, the Cougars come in at an 11-6 record, 7-0 in the SWAC Conference, and your Mustangs come in at 8-9 and 3-4 in the SWAC. And tonight, this is the Mustangs' second matchup with Apex, and last matchup, the Mustangs got beat by the Cougars pretty handily. So tonight we look to see the Mustangs come out strong and hopefully to get that redemption.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be a big game here to see if the Mustangs can conference play. So it'll be interesting to see how they can come out against this very good Apex Cougars team, because we don't know what's going to happen. So if they can play hard as Kushner wants them to, and if they can do what they need to do, then it'll be all good, and they can hang in this game and get a big win, which is what they need.
Absolutely, and right now Mr. Weinberg is announcing the starting lineups for the Mustangs, and we have number 5, Fred Irafimi, number 2, John Perrin, number 32, Jordan Dubois, number 0, Justin Tankowitz, and the mysterious number 21 who was on JV but has been brought up from JV for varsity for the next couple games. So we have yet to get his name, but we will still continue to try to get that because he is really one of those key players for the Mustangs that is playing a key role for them right now.
Yeah, and for the Cougars, we have TJ Evans, a spectacular basketball player, Tri-9 Player of the Year last 2 years. Then we have TJ Wells, looks like he's going to be playing shooting guard. And here we go, the Mustangs have won the tip.
Right now, the Mustangs are just trying to put some points on the board early because that's something that's helped them in the past couple weeks, has been putting the points on the board early. And right there you see Irafimi with a turnaround jump shot in the paint, so that'll put the Mustangs on the board first for 2.
Yeah, definitely big for the Mustangs to come out and get some points early in this game. Apex has the overall advantage in height and size, and they're just overall a bigger group of guys.
And there's a floater from Ian Boyd that is good for 2, so that'll tie it up. So the Mustangs bring it up court and dancing around at the top of the key a little bit. And nice layup along the right side by number 21.
Yeah, that's definitely big, especially against TJ Evans, who's a spectacular, not only offensive threat, but a great defensive player. Being able to do well and, guard up and get some is definitely important.
So Miss Trevino has helped us out and has told us that number 21 is Sharman Hicks. So Sharman Hicks, excuse me. And so we look to see his name continue to being called tonight as he brings the ball up the court for the Mustangs' third possession.
Yeah, and 6:35 left to go in this game. It's a close game to start here off, and if the Mustangs can do a good job at giving the ball inside.
And Irafimi drives and is fouled by number 44, John Jones, who is a 6'5" junior.
Definitely a good drive there by Irafimi. As Tyler said, 6'5" junior here for Apex. Definitely, the size advantage is leaning in Apex's favor overall, but the Mustangs have Irafimi, which is probably the biggest guy on the court right now, and probably is the biggest player for the Mustangs, who needs to do the most work for the Mustangs to get this big win.
So Irafimi on the first shot gets the home court roll, and then there you see him make his second, so that'll put the Mustangs up by 4. As Ian Boyd brings it up, passes to the right to TJ Wells as he dances around Jones with the screen. Pass out to John Kitoko, and that one is off the mark.
So Sharman Hooks is bringing it up, and it looks like the Mustangs are trying to get an open three-point shooter, John Perrin or Justin Tankowitz open.
And that's something that's really worked for the Mustangs, are those threes. They're heavily reliant upon those threes as a team, and when that three-point shot is on, the Mustangs can be pretty hard to beat. So Hicks and Wells out top, or Evans, excuse me. Irafimi with the jump shot is off the mark, and Boyd gets the rebound. Pass to Wells. Back out to Evans at the top of the key. He'll just set it up. Drives in left. Dishes back out to Katoko.
Yeah, they're trying to move the ball around, doing a good job of that. They just can't find an open shot.
And Boyd is out top with Tankowitz, and his shot is blocked and it up court and is fouled. So that'll be the first one on Wells. And it looks like Jared Collins is coming in for Dubois. So Collins will take the ball out with 5:07 left in the first quarter. Looks like Jones will also take a seat.
So Collins checks in there for Dubois, and still feeding the ball inside. Nice shot there by Irafimi.
Irafimi he's really sharp with that turnaround jump shot and the hook shot that he's mastered, and that helps him with his size that he's able to do that, because that's something that he has to take advantage of.
Yeah, and it looks like the Mustangs are playing a zone here, 2-3 zone, trying to force something inside. I'm trying to keep stuff on the perimeter, not allow the inside stuff.
And there's Evans driving in and it's fouled, and the basket is good, so he'll go to the line for the and one.
Nice drive there by Evans, able to. He's left-handed, so it's gonna be a hard battle for the Mustangs if they allow him to go to his left instead of making him go to his right, which is probably what Kushner and the rest of the coaching staff has decided.
And Evans' free throw is good, so that'll be 3. So Hicks brings it up the left side, guarded by Evans. Irafimi sets a screen. Pass out to Perrin. Collins to Irafimi, and Irafimi's shot is off, and he'll pass it back out to Hicks, who will take the 3 off.
Oh, just off.
And Irafimi is fouled.
Fred is battling like a workhorse in there. That's just tough, and that's just the way that he's really needed to play the last few games, and that's what we need him to do this game to be successful. That
foul was on Boyd. That's his first personal, third team foul of the night. So Hicks up top, guarded by Wells. Pass to Collins, inside Irafimi, back out to Hicks to set something up. Didn't get the look he wanted. So Hicks drives in, dish to Perrin, and Perrin's shot is good, so he'll put points on the board for the Mustangs, his first 2 of the night.
And that's his first shot of the game, and if he can get going, that's definitely a positive for the Mustangs to keep some points. Him and Tankowitz are definitely the better shooters on the team. And it looks like this zone here for the Mustangs has helped out a lot, and not really. I don't think it's what Apex expected coming out of the gate. They haven't been able to drive. There hasn't been any turnovers here by the Mustangs, and they've been playing some good basketball to start off this game.
Absolutely, and pass from Hicks to Tankowitz back inside to Irafimi, out to Perrin for 3 off. And Evans gets the rebound and brings it up court, dish to Boyd, and Boyd's layup is in and good.
And that's really where Apex gets a lot of his points. That transition offense is really important, and that's where they are able to get a lot of their points. They're a quick team, a fast team, and a powerful team, especially when driving to the basket.
Absolutely, and that was really prevalent in the high school OT tournament that featured many of the nation's top basketball players along the East Coast, and the Apex team really played and handled themselves well with them because of their speed and quickness and ability to get those quick baskets on the transitions.
Yeah, and there's a good turnover by the Mustang, just spectacular defense by the young fella.
And Hicks will bring it up the court with the clock winding down to 2 minutes and 25 seconds left in the first quarter. Pass out to Tankowitz for 3 off.
And that push in there by Apex is.
Wells' layup is off the mark.
Yeah, a little contested there, and wasn't in the best control, but
Collins turnover by Boyd, and Wells brings it up and throws it up, and it is good. And Apex will take a timeout with 2 minutes left in the first quarter. We also will take a break here at the Sports Block. Stay tuned. You're watching the Sports Block.
He one block,
and he just
drugs him off, and he makes
and kick
is up. That's an absolute drill into the back of the end zone.
You're watching the Sports Blog.
He one block,
Oh!
and he shrugs them off, and he makes another two. And kick is up. That's an absolute.
All right, we are back here as the Mustangs are going to take the ball out with 2 minutes to go in this first quarter. And as you went to break, you could see the transition offense by Apex is really where they get their points, as we said earlier. And we just cannot turn the ball over. And that's what, a few turnovers is a few, points allowed. And we can't do that. And the Mustangs are just going to have to try to limit those turnovers and, get some offense going here to, increase this lead.
And Isaiah Riley drives in, and he is called for a travel. Wow, that was I didn't really see a travel there, but
yeah,
regardless, it's called, and we have some subs for the Mustangs. Isaiah Riley has come in. Number 42, Jackson Boozer's come in. 15, Uric Sands has come in, and so Tankowitz and Collins remain out on the court. And Wells drives in and throws it up off the back iron, in and good for two, so that'll give them their first lead of the game.
Yeah, we got York Sands in. He's probably one of the best defenders on this team, and if he can put some points on the board and also defend the ball well, then it's definitely what the Mustangs can do. But we can't allow turnovers like that.
And that pass is stolen by Evans and contested shot, but to no avail. So that'll put the Cougars up by 3. And York Sands dances out with Wells, pass into Boozer, who'll dish in and hand it to Riley, and he is fouled, so he will go to the line for 2.
And that's definitely, Coach has a few subs in this game. A few subs in the quarter, and if the Mustangs can, try to move the ball around and, give their starters a break and, start the second quarter strong, it's definitely going to be a positive there. But we gotta make the easy ones, and that's the free throws. We gotta make the easy layups. We gotta do stuff like that to, stay in this game.
So Shamon Hicks and Keon Smith come in to replace Uric Sands.
And at the last timeout, also number 30, Davis Dupree for Apex checked into the game. And also number 11.
Isaiah Riley is 1 for 2 from the line. As Wells brings it up. Back to Evans, who'll set it up top to Boyd. Pass to Dupree on the right side. Back to Evans. Evans looking for the drive, but defended well. Shamon Hicks out there on the wing. Boyd's jumper from the free throw line is good.
A 2-star athlete there in Boyd with another great shot. He's a big guy, and if the Mustangs want to, stay close in this game, they got to be able to contain him, because him and T.J. Wells and T.J. Evans also are just 2 good players.
Speaking of Evans, there's a steal by Evans. Dupree will pass it up, and his shot is off. So that will be the end of the first quarter. And as the teams take their quick timeout, we also will take one. Stay tuned. You're watching the Sports Block.
He one block, and he shrugs them off, and he makes another two. And kick is up. That's an absolute drill into the back of the end zone.
You're watching the Sports Blog.
He one block, and he shrugs them off, and he makes another two. And kick is up. That's an absolute drill into the back of the end zone.
And welcome back to the Sports Block here for the start of the second quarter. The Apex Cougars are up on your Mustangs 15-11. And right now the Cougars will take over with the ball. for this second half of the first half.
And I think it was definitely a kind of a rough start at the end of the half, at the end of the quarter, excuse me. But the Mustangs started off the game great, and the Cougars picked it up. So they were able to play a little bit better basketball to end the quarter there.
Evans for three, and that is off. That's something you don't see a lot, is Evans missing a jumper. And looks like the Mustangs got away with one there. It looked like it was off Collins, but anyway, the Mustangs will retain or receive possession.
Hicks is bringing the ball up here for the Mustangs. It's Collins and Smith, also with Riley and Irafemi to – oh, nice shot there by the young man.
Pass up to Evans, and there's a foul, and it's offensive. So that'll be Evans's first.
And he's a player, that has a lot of speed, and definitely is, he's a smaller player and one of the smaller guys on the team, but he's definitely quick. He knows what he's doing with the basketball, and his abilities to handle the basketball are spectacular.
So it looks like they got the three-point team in right now as they check in Perrin and Tankowitz.
And Hicks is bringing the ball up.
And we can't forget about Hicks, who's also a deep threat too. Pass to Perrin, who'll drive. Back out to Collins.
Collins to Hicks. And then back to Tankowitz. And Apex is overall playing good defense here to start off this second quarter. Good offensive rebound there by Hicks.
Pass into Irafemi. And kicked off of Dupree.
And as you can see here to start this second quarter off, the Cougars have figured out the Mustangs' game plan, which is to feed the ball to Irafemi and see if he can get something done. And, double teams, triple teams are going to be very, very heavily seen in this game.
And that ball is out of bounds. So the Cougars will take over possession.
Number 40, John Kitiko checks back in for the Mustangs as TJ Willis brings the ball up. Also on the court is Evans, Tashima, and Boyd for the Cougars. TJ Wells, Tankowitz. It looks like, still a 2-3 zone here.
And that's a good matchup, Wells and Tankowitz. Those are both really good ball players, and they're both really, really quick. And so that's something to keep an eye on also.
Good ball movement by Apex. And they're just trying to find an open shot, and they have, they're not a turnover-friendly ball.
And Evans is fouled, and the basket is good, so he will go to the line for one.
The Cougars know how to move the ball around. They know how to create tight windows, and they know how to do things, all kinds of things like that, and for them to get a big win tonight, they're going to have to do that. And for the Mustangs to get a big win, they're going to have to, stop those easy passes and stop the difficult passes that the Cougars can make.
So Dubois is checked in for Collins.
And Evans with the three-point play. Bring the ball up. It looks, some tight pressure here from TJ Evans on the freshman. And that's exactly what the Cougars want, for him to pick the ball up like that.
Perrin along the baseline. And he's being guarded. Irafemi out top. And there's a turnover by the Mustangs.
Another turnover by the Mustangs. They got to limit those turnovers. That's big.
Yeah, turnovers are going to hurt them a lot tonight. And there's Evans for three, and it's money.
And this is going to be a timeout here for the Mustangs with a 8-point lead. So we were going to take a break, and we'll be right back with you here on the Sports Block.
He one block,
and
he just shrugs them off, and he makes another two. And kick is up. That's an absolute drill into the back of the end zone.
You're watching the Sports Block.
He one block,
Oh!
and he just shrugs them off. And he makes another two. And kick is up. That's an absolute drill into the back of the end zone.
And welcome back to the Sports Block with 5:35 left in the second quarter. The Cougars are up by 8 as Hicks brings it up the court, and the Mustangs look to get a few points on the board.
TJ Evans with some more tight defense, and moving the ball is big for the Mustangs, but they're not able to do any of this right now.
And something that's new for the Mustangs is that tight D along the outside. It looks like the Cougars are playing that man-to-man defense, and there's a foul by Dubois.
Yeah, as you said, the quick Cougars are playing man-to-man, trusting their guys to be able to move with the Mustang shooters. And the screens down low, Perrin and Tankowitz are not able to get open and get good-looking shots, so they just have to pass the ball out. And that's definitely what the Apex coach is looking forward to. And, Kushner's going to have to continue to try it because that's a big part of this team and a big part of their game. They got to get the three-point shot at least open.
Yeah, Collins checks in for Dubois, as that was Dubois' first personal foul, third team foul.
Almost a steal there for Hicks. TJ Evans at the top. Looks like they're playing a 2-3 zone again. And the Cougars are still able to move the ball around.
Evans for 3, off the mark and over the backboard, so that'll be Mustangs ball. And for the Mustangs, Isaiah Riley is checked in for John Perrin as Tankowitz remains on the court.
Sherman Hicks is going to be bringing the ball up with TJ Evans right on him.
Collins for 3, buckets. So Evans brings it up the court and guarded by Tankowitz.
And that's definitely a mismatch for the Mustangs, for the Cougars, because TJ Evans is one of the best.
Steal by Hicks.
Steal by Hicks.
And his layup will be off, and Boyd passes to Evans, who will take it in, and that will be out of bounds on Collins. Good try, though, to get the turnover, but to no avail.
And that really needed to fall there on that Shimon Hicks layup, but it wasn't able to go down.
Jones checks in for Apex.
The pass out to Wells, and he will reset the offense with 4 minutes to go here in the second quarter.
And the Mustangs have narrowed this down to a 5-point lead for the Cougars. Pass out to Kotoko.
And Kotoko has some good ball handling skills as well. Everyone on this team, though the size for the Cougars, all know how to dribble the ball.
And there is looks like a charge called on Evans. So that is his second personal.
Yep, that is a
6-team foul.
That is a charge foul called on Evans. And he's shaking his head, not really agreeing with it, but that's a lucky break there for the Mustangs as Hicks brings the ball up.
It looked like a good call because it looked like Irafemi had his feet set. And Collins passed into Irafemi, and Irafemi's shot is up and off the mark.
Irafemi hasn't been able to make any easy layups here to start off this second half.
And there is a charge called on Wells, and that is the second charge called in the last two possessions. So the Mustangs are doing pretty well getting back on defense and limiting their opponent's points and getting the turnovers. So that was Wells' third foul, 7th team foul. So now the Mustangs are in the 1-1.
And Dupree checks back in for Wells there.
Hicks pass to Riley for 3. Off the mark.
The Mustangs have to get some shots here as the Cougars are starting to, move the ball around, getting in a rhythm.
Good defense by Collins there, knocking that pass out. Looked like Kotoko would have been open for the 3 there because it didn't look like Irafemi was going to be able to get out in time, but good defense.
And Boyd with the ball, drives right, kicks it out.
Kotoko for 3, off the mark, and rebound by Irafemi.
And the Mustangs can't push the ball without Hicks. He's the guy who's pushing the ball, and if the Mustangs had some other guys, they could definitely use him, but he's not able to move the ball right now.
Irafemi inside, pass out to Tankowitz. Shot fake, and his floater off the back glass is good.
Nice shot there for Tankowitz.
So that'll bring the score within 3 for the Mustangs.
And what is TJ Evans brings the ball up.
Evans brings it up to the top of the key. And a nice floater there by Evans
Doesn't
off the
go.
mark. Kotoko gets the rebound, throws it back up off the mark, and Irafimi gets another rebound. And that's something that's Takeawitz for 3, off the mark. Jones passing to Jones back out.
And that is just the presence of Irafimi down low is, big for the Mustangs. Evie doesn't even jump on that shot, but Evans still has to change his shot just to see it. So hopefully it won't get blocked.
And nice ball movement by the Mustangs there to find Riley open under the basket. And that brings them within 1 with 1 minute and 30 seconds left in this first half.
And John Jones, we didn't allow him to give recognition for checking him back in the game, but he is back on the court here for Apex. Driving the baseline. Collins with the steal to Riley.
And Riley turns it over to Dupree, and Boyd will bring Collins there.
Yeah, and just a little bit too much that go in there for Riley as he brings it up. But good try there with 21-20 with 54 seconds left to go here in this second quarter.
Evans looking to drive, not seeing it. Evans for a deep 3, and that is good. That was a deep 3 there.
There's nothing that the Mustangs can do about that shot. Kushner has got to be, happy with the defense there, but Evans just can shoot the ball tremendously well.
And there's a foul, so that'll be sending Shimon Hicks to the line for a 1-and-1.
And that is Evans' third foul going into halftime, which is huge because with 3 fouls, he's one of their biggest point producers, and he is one of the players that the entire coaching staff and the other team wants to be able to stop. But with 3 fouls there, he's going to have to sit some time on the bench, especially if he gets a 4th and the 3rd. You'll have to see. It'll be interesting to see what coach from Apex decides to do.
So Malik Williams is checked in for Evans as Hicks' first shot is good.
A little confusion by the Apex players there as they jog back to the paint to set back up for another Hicks shot.
Looks like Keon Smith is setting to check in. Tankowitz up top. And he's setting it up. Looks like they're holding the ball right now.
Yeah, Tank's going to take it out. See if he can get a better look against one of the bigger guys for Apex.
And he is fouled.
Good drive there by Tankowitz. That's a good drive, driving his man to the basket, turning him around, and then being able to go to the basket, draw a foul.
Yeah, that was just good aggressiveness by Tankowitz there. Because, when you got that many bodies in the paint, there's destined to be a foul.
And that's definitely true. And, Tankowitz known as the three-point shooter here. Kushner's definitely going to be happy with a few drives there. And if he can get some easy shots at the line, he'll definitely be excited.
So Perrin and Sands check in for Irafimi.
Yeah, a few big guys and some good defenders to see if they can stop the basket to end this second quarter.
Takeowitz's second shot is good, so with 6.5 seconds left. And Boyd takes the ball up court. And there is a goaltending call.
And that's just not smart play there. With a second left to go in the game, a second left to go in the first half, you just can't allow something like that to happen.
And that will be the end of the first half. Right now, the Apex Cougars are leading your Mustangs 26-23. Don't go anywhere. We have a good one here at Middle Creek High School. Stay tuned. You are watching the Sports Block.
one block.
Oh!
And he drugs them all. And he and kick is up. That's an absolute drill into the back of the end zone.
You're watching the Sports Blog.
He one block.
Oh!
And he drugs them all. And he and kick is up. That's an absolute drill into the back of the end zone.
You're watching the Sports Blog.
He one block.
Oh!
And he drugs them all. And he and kick is up. That's an absolute drill into the back of the end zone.
You're watching the Sports Blog.
He one block.
Oh!
And he drugs them all. And and kick is up. That's an absolute drill into the back of the end zone.
You're watching the Sports Blog.
He one block.
Oh!
And he drugs them all. And and kick is up. That's an absolute drill into the back of the end zone.
You're watching the Sports Blog.
He one block.
Oh!
And he drugs them all. And and kick is up. That's an absolute drill into the back of the end zone.
You're watching the Sports Blog.
He one block.
Oh!
And he drugs them all. And and kick is up. That's an absolute drill into the back of the end zone.
You're watching the Sports Blog.
He one block.
Oh!
And he drugs them all. And and kick is up. That's an absolute drill into the back of the end zone.
You're watching the Sports Blog.
He one block.
Oh!
And he drugs them all. And and kick is up. That's an absolute drill into the back of the end zone.
You're watching the Sports Blog.
He one block.
Oh!
And he drugs them all. And is up. That's an absolute thrill into the back of the end zone.
You're watching the Sports Blog.
He one block, and he just shrugs them all, and he makes another two. And kick is up. That's an absolute thrill into the back of the end zone.
You're watching the Sports Blog.
He one block, and he just shrugs them all, and he makes another two. And kick is up. That's an absolute thrill into the back of the end zone.
You're watching the Sports Blog.
He one block, and he just shrugs them all, and he makes another two. And kick is up. That's an absolute thrill into the back of the end zone.
You're watching the Sports Blog.
He one block, and he just shrugs them all, and he makes another two. And kick is up. That's an absolute thrill into the back of the end zone.
You're watching the Sports Blog.
He one block, and he just shrugs them all, and he makes another two. And kick is up. That's an absolute thrill into the back of the end zone.
You're watching the Sports Blog.
He one block, and he just shrugs them all, and he makes another two. And kick is up. That's an absolute thrill into the back of the end zone.
You're watching the Sports Blog.
He one block, and he just shrugs them all, and he makes another two. And kick is up. That's an absolute thrill into the back of the end zone.
You're watching the Sports Blog.
He one block, and he just shrugs them all, and he makes another two. And kick is up. That's an absolute thrill into the back of the end zone.
And welcome back to the Sports Block as halftime is just winding down, and we have a couple stats from the first quarter. We have a couple of the leading scorers for the Mustangs. Irafimi now has 6 for the Mustangs, and he is the leading scorer for them. And Perrin and a bunch of others have 2 points. So the scoring is really balanced out with the Mustangs. And as we could have foreshadowed, Evans has 12 points for Apex Cougars, and he is the leading scorer for them. So he's continued, and he is showing right now that he's really one of those key players for them, and as he has over half of the Apex Cougars points. So right now, with this third quarter getting ready to start, the Mustangs will have the ball first, and hopefully they can tie it up, or at least hopefully get a lead here going, because that's what they need. They need momentum.
This is definitely a good start here, though. Kushner is definitely comfortable, going into halftime with 26-23. But, coming out of this half, a 2-3 zone here for Apex, and a big thing that they need to do, the Mustangs need to do.
And Irafemi drives and is fouled, so he'll go to the line for 2.
A big thing that Coach Kushner probably emphasized over the break is that TJ Wells and also TJ Evans, both with 3 fouls. And they are 2 humongous players, good, huge players for the Apex Cougars going into the third and fourth quarter. So this is definitely a big time game for the Mustangs, if they can get them to foul out or to get in foul trouble, allow them to sit on the bench, gives them a better matchup.
So it looks like Kotoko is injured, and Dupree will come in and replace him, as Kotoko was injured on that foul on Irafemi.
It looked like he banged his knee as Irafemi was going up, so maybe just a tough one there. And he looks like he's hobbling a little bit, but I think after he stretches out, he should be good to go and get back in this game.
Looks like he might have gone knee to knee with Irafemi, and Kotoko took the worst of that little episode. So Irafemi's first shot is good, as the lead is now 2 for the Cougars. And Irafemi's second shot is on the way, and he is 2 for 2 from the line.
Yeah, and that's definitely a good start here from the Mustangs, drawing a quick foul. 26-25 here with 7:40 left to go in this third quarter.
And Evans' pass is errant, and Wells cannot handle it, so the Mustangs will take over.
Sherman Hicks and Tankowitz are going to be the 2 guards, also with Collins as third, while Perrin and Irafemi are going to be the 2 power forwards, supposedly, but Perrin's really the shooter, is another, shooting guard, and Irafemi's really the only big man who can take it down low for the Mustangs.
Tankowitz pass to Collins and Irafemi. Looks like Boyd was hugging Irafemi, but not called, and Shaman Hicks will pass it up to Tankowitz. He'll pass it out to Perrin, but that's intercepted by Wells. Back to Evans, and he's fouled by Hicks, so Evans will go to the line for 2.
A little bit of sloppy play, a few sloppy possessions here to start off the third quarter. Both teams really want to move the ball, see if they can draw some fouls and get some easy layups. And that transition offense and transition defense is huge for the Mustangs. Now TJ Evans with 13. And his second shot is also good. 14 here for Evans to start off this third quarter. Sherman Hicks is bringing the ball up for the Mustangs, seeing if he can move the ball around. He drives straight to the basket.
And Hicks is called for a travel.
Yeah, he tried to stop real quick and give him a nice fake, but it didn't work out in his favor. His pivot foot moved up a little bit.
And a foul on Tankowitz, so that'll send Evans to the line again. Evans' first shot is good.
Another great part of TJ Evans' game. He can get the foul called, and he can sink free throw shots at the line, which is always big time.
His second shot is good, so he is again 2 for 2 from the line. As Sands checks in for Tankowitz.
I think Coach Kushner was hoping for some better defense on Evans and the entire front court of Apex, with Wells and Evans both doing a good job at moving the ball around.
Hicks into Irafemi as Irafemi dances around. He'll dish out to Collins, who will take the jumper, and it's off the mark.
Evans pushes up the right side of the floor. Pushes it back left for a nice shot for Wells.
Wells'
off.
three is off the mark. And off of Dupree, and the Mustangs will get possession. So Collins will pass it in to Shamon Hicks as he'll bring it up the left side. Looking at Kushner trying to get the play call. Looks like he's got it, so he's going to pass out to Sands.
And both Sands, it looks like Perrin is now taking the place of Sands in the top corner. Kind of a forced shot by Sands.
And there is a jump ball, but Apex will keep possession. So Raji will check in for Apex as Evans brings it up the court along the right side.
Evans moving the ball well. Looks like a 2-3 zone. A little confusion down there for the Perrin, though, as he is trying to get somebody to move, and now it looks like it's straightened out. Evans with another quick drive.
And a foul on Sands, and that will be his first personal, third team foul.
As many fouls as Evans can draw, that's definitely something that Kushner's got to, allow his team to understand is that Evans will drive to the basket and get fouled, so they need to play good defense and keep their hands out of reaching and, just, stand straight up and hope for, a missed shot because they want to allow Evans to shoot the ball without fouls because he'll make a majority of his free throws.
Yeah, and that's what makes Evans such a good player is his ability to get to the line and be able to knock down those free throws because they're free throws for a reason, and they're supposed to be knocked down.
Hicks bringing the ball up the court with York Sands, Jared Collins, John Perrin, and Freddie Arfemi also on the court for the Mustangs. It looks like a little bit of press.
And Perrin's being double-teamed. Pass back out to Collins. Oh, cross-court pass to Hicks. To Sands as he was looking for the opportunity but didn't get it. And Perrin will drive along the baseline. Shot is off. And Wells, the pass is stolen by Hicks as he takes it up. And his layup is good.
Nice shot there for Hicks. What a good shot by a good young player there.
Evans' three is off the mark, but Wells gets it back. Pass into Boyd. And there's an offensive foul, and the Mustangs will take possession. Got a little elbow in there, it looked like, from Boyd.
Yeah, right to Perrin. And
so that is Boyd's second foul. Second team foul.
Hicks bringing it up, passes to Perrin, and trying to play this 2-3 zone. And the Cougars has played some good defense so far this third quarter. Not allow the Mustangs to move the ball around.
Perrin back up to Hicks, to Sands. And Hicks is out. And Perrin's coming across the baseline, looking for a play to develop. Tankowitz is set to check in.
The Mustangs got to shoot the ball in a second. They're moving.
And Sands travels on that. So,
yeah, that's just too much moving around for the Mustangs. They got open shot opportunities. They got to take some shots. Stop being trigger
happy.
Yeah.
So Tankowitz checks in for Sands.
As Tyler said, they got to stop being trigger happy. Couldn't spit it out, but yeah, the Mustangs got to shoot the ball. They're going to drop eventually, and the Mustangs got to have some confidence going into this game as they're only down by 5.
Evans with a deep three, and that is good.
Now 8. Shots like that are just sure makes for Evans as he's open, and also with the shooting that he can do is just spectacular. And the Apex is letting them get open shots, but they're just not taking them. So I think the Apex coach is definitely going to be okay with those open shots.
Spin move, and that is good for 2.
Evans acts like he's going to push it, but brings it up the left side of the court. Slows it down a little bit, looking for a screen from Boyd.
Raji's shot is off the mark. Dupree gets it, and Irafemi will get the rebound. Hicks brings it up. Pass out to Tankowitz. Tankowitz. Three is good, so that is a good shot from Tankowitz, and Kushner will take an immediate timeout. We'll take a quick break here with the Sports Block. Stay tuned. You are watching the Sports Block.
He one block,
Oh!
and he just shrugs them off, and he makes another two. And kick is up. That's an absolute drill into the back of the end zone.
You're watching the Sports Block.
And welcome back to the Sports Block after that quick timeout by Coach Kushner. And Tankowitz 3 to bring the Mustangs within 3 with 2:49 left in this third quarter. And Mustangs are really putting together a drive, and hopefully they can continue along this path.
Such a a close game here with 2:43 left to go in this third quarter.
And Boyd drives in. His shot is off. And Hicks will bring it up court without any defense.
Passes it there to Tankowitz, looking for a play call from Coach Kushner. And Evans is not allowing Shamon Hicks to get the ball back.
And Collins is driving in, and he'll bring it up, and it will be good for 2.
Nice shot there for Collins as the score is now cut 35-34.
Pass to Dupree in the corner. Back out to Raji. Over to Evans. And Evans will pass out to Boyd for 3. And his shot is off. And Hicks will be fouled by Boyd. So that is Boyd's third personal. Third team foul.
And I can guess that, Hicks probably felt like got run over by a truck on that one. Evans
Boyd's a big boy.
Boyd, yes. Excuse me. Sorry, Tyler. Can't.
He's a big boy for a sophomore.
Yeah, definitely a big boy, football player, and a good one at that, and also a good basketball player.
So Tankowitz up top at the Mustang at half court. Passing it around to Hicks.
Both coaches very avid, and both, yelling out commands to their team, getting them to settle down and also play some good basketball.
Hicks is fouled by Dupree, so he will go to the line for 2 for a chance to put his team up by 1.
And that looks to be
That's Dupree's first foul.
First foul, yes.
4th team foul.
I thought that he first called it on number 3, TJ Evans, and that would have been his 4th, but it looked like he called it on Dupree.
And Hicks's first shot is off. And he is set to let the second one fly. And it is good. So the score is all tied up now, 35-35, with 1 minute and 30 seconds left in the third quarter.
This is definitely the game the Mustangs anticipated. They didn't want a high-scoring game. They wanted a game that was close and low-scoring because that showed that they were able to slow down the Apex offensive attack, which they've been able to do so far.
Let's hope we don't jinx anything there because that's what's kept the Mustangs in the game. And Boyd will fight for the ball. Raji's 3 is – that was not Raji.
Malik Williams' 3 is good. Been a guy that definitely can shoot the ball well.
Hicks pass out to Perrin. And he's looking for someone to dish the ball to. He'll get it to Irafemi up top, and he'll pass it to Hicks to set something up. As the clock winds down to 38 seconds left in the third quarter.
38-35 for the Mustangs. In the Apex's favor.
Pass out to Irafemi, and his jump shot is off the mark. And Tankowitz will take possession and pass it out to Perrin, and that's a great save by Tankowitz there.
Yeah, that's just good ball awareness there by Tankowitz. Great place at a good time, and it looks like Hicks gonna in his quarter with a drive or possibly a kick out to one of the 3-point shooters here. 7, 6.
Tankowitz for 3. and it is off. So at the end of the third quarter, the Cougars retain a 3-point lead, 38-35. Stay tuned. You're watching the Sports Block.
He one block,
Oh!
and he just shrugs them off, and he makes another two. And kick is up. That's an absolute drill into the back of the end zone.
You're watching the Sports Block.
He one block, and he just shrugs them off, and he makes another two. And kick is up.
And we are back here as the fourth period is underway for the Mustangs and the Apex Cougars. The Cougars hold a 38-35 advantage over the Mustangs going into the fourth quarter. And this is definitely a game that the Mustangs definitely want to get a big win. And, you know, going into the fourth quarter, I think Kushner would be happy with a 38-35, you know, a 38-35 lead, 38-35. I can't speak, excuse me.
38-35 deficit.
Yeah.
There we go. We got it.
Scholar's been able to keep up with my slackness a few times this evening.
So Perrin's dancing around up top, past to Tankowitz.
Back to Perrin, who's looking for Collins, can't find anything down low. Back to Hicks on the cross-court pass.
Tankowitz back to Collins, and that pass is tipped by Evans. Perrin's looking for something inside, but that inside's just not open with this 2-3 zone that's going on here.
Yeah, and they do not want Irafemi to get the ball. That is the one thing they want to limit. As many touches as he gets, you know, that's just more points for the Mustangs.
And it looks like Boyd's playing a man-to-man on Irafemi there, and that's been the key to stopping him, is that man-to-man defense. And there is a bad pass by Hicks.
Yeah, it looked like he was trying to hit Perrin on not an alley-oop dunk, but a possible alley-oop layup.
So Dupree will pass it into Wells. Dupree will take it up and pass over to Evans. Back to Wells.
And Wells hasn't big of a factor as he usually is. Definitely a player that can play some good basketball.
And that foul is on Irafemi.
Good drive to the basket there for the Cougars as they get it to their big man inside.
So Boyd will go to the line for two, as that is Irafemi's second personal, fourth team foul.
And that's one of the good things I think about this game for the Mustangs. Irafemi's been able to stay out of foul trouble, and that's a big thing with him this year. He's had a few fouls, particularly one game. I think he had 3 fouls going at the end of the first quarter, and that's just something that can't happen. You know, he's a vocal leader of this team, a good player, and you know they need him in the big side. He's one of the only big men for the Mustangs that can produce.
Pass out. Shot is off, so Perrin will bring it up court, and he'll take a rest, noting the 3-on-1. And Hicks will go 1-on-1, and he'll drive in and throw it up, but it's off, and there's a foul on Dupree. So Irafemi will go to the line for 2, hopefully bring the deficit within 2.
Yeah, it looks like a hold there on Dupree as Irafemi will go to the line for 2 shots.
Irafemi's first shot is good. He has 11 on the day.
Isaiah Riley checks in for Perrin. So Perrin is out, and Riley, Irafemi, and looks like
Collins,
Tankowitz, and
Hicks are still on the court. Hicks is still on the court.
Couldn't tell the number, but yeah, Hicks is still on the court.
Wells for 3.
That's
that one's off. down with the rebound, and Hicks will bring it up court.
Collins trying to look for some isolation.
And Collins' shot is blocked. Evans will take it up and for the easy two.
That just can't happen if you're the Mustangs. You can't allow those transition offensive points, those easy layups, because the quickness of this Apex front court is just gonna explode, and it's gonna bite you. Where you don't want to be bit, because that's what they're good at. They're good at driving. They're good at taking the ball to the hole.
And timeout will be taken by Kushner. So we'll take a break here with the Sports Block. Stay tuned. Your Mustangs are down 37-41. Stay tuned. You're watching the Sports Block.
He one block, and he just drugs them all, and he makes another two. And kick is up. That's an absolute drill into the back of the end zone.
You're watching the Sports Block.
He one block, and he just drugs them all, and he makes another two. And kick is up.
We are back here at Middle Creek as the Mustangs are facing the undefeated in-conference Apex Cougars. With a 41-37 lead, the Cougars are up by 4. 5:23 left to go in this fourth quarter. Time for the Mustangs to make some plays if they want to, get this win and pull one out.
Looks like Hicks will take it out underneath the basket. He'll pass to Irafimi, who will take a little jump shot and off the glass, and that is good.
Nice. Good play there for the Mustangs. Nice way to get Irafimi open. Good open shot.
And Irafimi will block Evans' shot. We do not have stats on how many blocks he has had this game, but
definitely at least 5. At least
he's
5.
got at
I
least
can count 5.
I've counted 5 or 6 right now. Collins passing to Irafimi, and it's off the glass and good.
Score tied for the first time in a while. 41-41 with 4:46 left to go in this fourth quarter.
Irafimi has 16 points on the night. And Boyd has a 2, and that is good. And Apex will take a timeout. So will we. Stay tuned. Apex is up 43-41. You're watching the Sports Block.
He one block, and he just drugs them all, and he makes another two. And kick is up. That's an absolute drill into the back of the end zone.
You're watching the Sports Block.
He one block, and he just drugs them all, and he makes another two. And kick is up. That's an absolute drill into the back.
We are back at the Mustangs Arena, as we like to call it, as the Middle Creek Mustangs are facing the Apex Cougars with 4:39 left to go in this fourth quarter. The Mustangs are down by 2 here, and they're in a big battle, a big conference battle, which is what we all like to see as January comes to an end. Good high school basketball, and we are watching that tonight, Tyler.
Absolutely, and hopefully the Mustangs can hand the Cougars their first in-conference loss. As Hicks brings the ball up court and looking to tie it up and hopefully get a lead here for the Mustangs late. And Tankowitz is open deep, and Irafimi saw him, and SWAT will be swatted, and Irafimi will get the rebound and will put it up for 2, so it is tied again.
And I think everyone in this building knows what the Mustangs are trying to do: feed the ball to Irafimi. But he is just doing such a good job at getting up, and he's just playing good basketball, has good effort, and that effort can't be beat.
Evans with a pull-up J, and it's in and out. And Boyd will pass to Dupree, will pass it back out to Evans, and Evans dancing. And Boyd's inside looking for something, but not finding it and passing it back out to Wells. And that pass is tipped. And that pass is stolen. No. Apex gets the ball back, and that is a foul on Irafimi. So that will be his fifth team foul.
That's just a pinball type of basketball there. You know, the ball's going all over the place, and the Cougars got lucky with a man at the right place at the right time, and he's able to, you know, get in possession.
Dupree's first shot is good. So Raji will come in to replace number 15 for Apex. Dupree's second shot is good, so he is 2 for 2.
And Dupree's been kind of, you know, the man flying under the radar. He's been in the right place at the right time, playing good basketball. A few nice shots for the Mustangs and, for the Cougars, and he's played some good defense as well.
Hicks was looking for Tankowitz along the left side, but could not find him, and Tankowitz shoots up for 3. And he's good at it! And he's fouled! Beautiful shot by Tankowitz, and he'll go to the line hoping to make this a 4-point play.
Wow, spectacular. Right what the Mustangs needed. That's just spectacular. A spectacular shooter doing what he does best, shooting the ball and also getting the foul.
And it is a 4-point play, the first 4-point play. Justin Tankowitz, thank you for making my night.
And this crowd is getting into the game. Only a 2-point game. The Mustangs up by 2.
Pass out to Boyd. And Boyd's looking for something. Pass back out to Evans.
Evans is going to try to drive here. I can feel it. He's going to try to get a one-on-one opportunity.
And there's a kickball. Good job by Hicks there, not allowing the inside pass. And that's what you got to do right now with the game this close. You just got to stop them from getting any momentum.
As good as the Cougars are at driving the basketball, I definitely would rather them drive if I were Coach Kushner than, leave an open opportunity to shoot a 3.
So Evans will take a 3, and it is off. And it will be off of Evans, and Mustangs will take over ball.
Wow,
Or excuse me, there was a timeout called by Apex. So
I don't know. I think it still might be the Mustangs' ball. I think the referee issued the other way before Apex called a timeout. So I think it will remain. I think it will be Mustangs' ball on that one.
Yeah, that one was difficult to tell, but that was good defense by Tankowitz in the corner, really trapping Evans there where he couldn't do anything. Evans and Perrin in that corner, and Tankowitz and Perrin, and they did a good job. So right now we'll see who has ball. Looks like the Cougars will retain possession, so the timeout was called. But still, anyway, that was just good defense.
Just good defense there by Perrin and Tankowitz. And just throw it out to Wells, and he will bring it up against Jamon Hicks.
Dupree passed it to Evans up top, and Wells will take it. Back out to Raji, who will back to Wells.
Apex looking a little bit shaken here with, a 4-point play earlier, last minute or so by the Mustangs. So if the Mustangs can play some good defense here and get the ball and create another shot.
Evans back out to Wells, back to Dupree. Dupree drives in, and his shot is off. And it will be taken up by Wells again, back to Raji and back to Wells.
Those offensive rebounds are just killing the Mustangs here. Having great defensive possessions and then just giving up the ball right back.
Evans for 3, and that is in and out. So Collins comes down with a rebound, and Hicks will bring it up. And right now, you would think Coach Kushner is telling his Mustangs to hopefully play keep away right now. And Kushner will take a timeout to talk it over with his team, and we also will take a timeout to talk amongst ourselves. Stay tuned. You are watching the Sports Block.
one block,
Oh!
and he just shrugs them off. And he makes another two. And kick is up. That's an absolute drill into the back of the end zone.
And welcome back to Middle Creek High School, where your Mustangs, after a 4-point play by Justin Tankowitz, where he was fouled on a three-pointer, has put the Mustangs up by 2 with 1 minute and 25 seconds left, giving the Mustangs a 47-45 lead. And that's right now the Mustangs have possession, and with those 85 seconds left, the Mustangs are looking to just hold the ball and play keep away. And that looks like what they're trying to do here as Collins dribbles through traffic and pass over to Perrin. And he's being trapped, and it is tipped, and it will be Apex ball. Looked like there might have been a foul there on Apex because Hicks got pushed, it looked like, but
Definitely a push there, but, late in this game, the referees aren't going to call something. That's just a good defensive possession there for the Cougars.
so Wells will bring it up with Hicks guarding him. Tankowitz is guarding Boyd. Passing to Dupree, and his shot is off the mark, and Irafimi will get the ball, and there's a foul.
That's a foul on.
Might have been Boyd.
Yeah, it looked like Boyd there.
So that will be his 4th personal indeed, and Irafimi will go to the line for a 1-and-1 opportunity.
That's just hard. That's hard basketball right there, and it wasn't anything personal, but that's just a rough play there, but a good offensive, good defensive break for the Mustangs. See if they can capitalize.
So Irafimi's first shot is good.
48-45, 52.5 here to go.
Irafimi's second shot is on the way, and it is off the mark. So Boyd will take the rebound and pass over to Wells with 45 seconds left remaining in this game. And off Evans, and it is a Mustang ball.
Yeah, that's just, wow. Spectacular defense there by Jared Collins. He hits the ball, deflects it, goes off of TJ Evans' leg, and there's nothing he can say. Even though Evans was pointing for Apex away, he knew the ball had hit off of his legs.
So the Mustangs are playing keep away as Hicks about got the ball stolen and passed Irafimi. And could have been a foul, it looked like, but not called. And the ball's stolen, but it will remain Apex ball. So the Mustangs and Coach Kushner are not liking that call.
Yeah, there had to be a foul there. Perrin got just demolished by the football player, number 32, Boyd, on that one. That's hard not to be a foul.
So Wells will take it along the baseline, guarded by Perrin. Raji and a travel. And that will be Mustangs ball again with 21.8 seconds left. And this is crucial. This is a crucial possession for the Mustangs. And Apex will take a timeout to talk it over about their defense. Stay tuned. You are watching the Sports Block.
Block, and he just shrugs them off, and he makes another two. And kick is up. That's an absolute drill into the back of the end zone.
You're watching the Sports Blog.
And welcome back as this game gets even more exciting than it already has been. The Mustangs are up 48-45 with 21.8 seconds left in the fourth quarter, and right now Jared Collins is trying to throw it in, and he'll get it into Justin Tankowitz, and looks like the Mustangs are just trying to get the ball over half court, and hopefully they can hold on to the ball. And Apex is resorting to fouling So that will send Hicks to the line for a 1-on-1 opportunity.
Is it going to be a 1-on-1? I don't know.
Yes, it's going to be a 1-on-1. And that foul was on Wells. Excuse me, that was not on Wells.
I think that was on number 15, Williams there.
So that is his first personal, 8th team foul. And his Hicks' first shot is good, so that boosts the Mustang lead to 4 with 14.1 seconds left.
4-point game, so definitely a big free throw there.
And Hicks' second shot is good, so
also
it is
a humongous free throw there.
2-possession game here. And there's a foul.
A foul? That
wow. Mustangs did not need that, as that foul was on Hicks.
And they've been letting them play the last 4 minutes here, and then a chitsy foul there by the referee. That's a hard one to believe there.
Yeah, that was Hicks' third personal, 6th team foul.
Evans has been automatic. Hopefully he can miss one. Nope. First one goes down for the two-time All-Conference Player of the Year.
So Evans receives the ball for his second shot, and it is on the way, and it is off, and off Apex, and there's a foul.
Another foul. Wow.
So that foul is on Uric Sands.
That's just that. I don't understand how the referees are going to call 2 fouls going after the ball, but, earlier in the game they're not calling anything. That's hard to believe.
So that is Sands' second personal.
The sophomore Boyd is up
foul
to the free throw line.
His first shot is off the mark, and Collins will get the ball, and there's a foul. And so Collins will go to the line.
And with 5 seconds left to go, this game almost seems over because the Mustangs up by 4 points. Had to be pretty miraculous for the Cougars to drive down, get an easy shot, and then get the ball back.
Well, Collins needs to get this shot here to help out the Mustangs' lead here, because there could still easily be
everything can
a
happen.
Quick shot.
Anything can happen in the game of basketball in any sport. So this is just a big shot for Collins. If he can get this to fall, it's definitely big.
Collins' first shot is off, and
4,
3, 2, 1. And Evans hits a buzzer beater, but that will do it as the Mustangs hand the Apex Cougars their first loss of the year in the SWAC conference.
That's just a big win there for the Mustangs. Wow, that is a complete momentum changer for the Mustangs. Having a rough start to the SWAC conference, being able to come in here, get a humongous win against Apex Cougars, who are number 1 in the SWAC right now, and then just a big win for the Mustangs. And I know Coach Kushner's got to be excited about this one, and the entire staff, everyone that's working with the basketball team this year. This is a big win. It's a good way to start the weekend off here.
Absolutely, and with that win, the Mustangs move to 9-9 overall and 4-4 in the SWAC conference. So Apex moves to 11-7 overall and 7-1 in conference. But they still remain in first place. But like you said, Josh, this was a big game for the Mustangs, despite the fact that they were going against the undefeated Cougars. This really jump-starts their second half of the season as they play the second round of games against each team in the conference.
Yes.
And that's something that needs to continue as the Mustangs continue.
Definitely big for the Mustangs, and that this is a game that you can look back on, see not only things that you can improve on, but things that you have improved on, and it's just a big win overall for the Mustangs. And not only a tough loss for the Cougars here, but they have a lot going from the season. It'll be interesting to see what they do the rest of the season. But the Mustangs they really needed this win. They were able to pull it out, a tough one tonight, and they believed in themselves and they were able to pull out a good game. So it's just spectacular basketball here for the Mustangs.
Absolutely. So with that note, we will sign off here at the Sports Block. The Mustangs come out victorious 50-49 at this late January basketball game. For Josh Harden, I'm Tyler Scholler. thanks for watching, and we will see you next week on the Sports Block.